Hi, my name is Shinko. Welcome to my channel. We have been attempting to escape from reality with The Warriors, Fire and Ice, the second book in the series. Now, we just read the prologue and we went through some information, some refresher. We're beginning chapter 1. It's actually a long chapter. I'm not sure if we're even going to finish chapter 1 today. We'll try. Um, So, yeah, just get to it. We left off at Wind Clan, where Wind Clan might be. They found some tunnels that go underneath a thunder path, which means some tunnels under a road. I'm thinking some sort of sewage water drainage system, possibly. Don't know. We'll find out. Fireheart shivered. His flame-colored fur was still green leaf light. It would take a few moons before he was thick enough to keep out cold like this. He shuffled his forepaws on the hard earth. The sky was finally growing light as dawn crept slowly in, but even though his paws were cold, Fireheart could not suppress a glow of pride. After many moons as an apprentice, he was a warrior at last. In his mind, he replayed yesterday's victory at the Shadow Clan camp. Broken stars, glittering eyes, as the Shadow Clan leader backed away, hissing threats, before fleeing into the trees after his traitorous companions. The remaining Shadow Clan cats have been grateful to ThunderClan for helping them get rid of their cruel leader, and for the peace ThunderClan has promised them while they recovered. Broken Star had not just brought chaos to his own clan, he had driven the whole of Wind Clan from their camp, right out of clan territory. He had been a dark shadow in the forest since before Fireheart has left his kitty pet life to join ThunderClan. But for Fireheart, there was another shadow troubling his mind. Tiger Claw, ThunderClan's deputy. Fireheart shivered as he thought of the great ThunderClan warrior who had terrorized his apprentice, Ravenpaw. In the end, Fireheart and his best friend, Graystripe, had helped the frightened apprentice to escape into the two-lake territory beyond the uplands. Afterward, Fireheart had told the clan that Ravenpaw had been killed by Shadow Clan. If what Ravenpaw said about Tiger Claw was true, it was best if the ThunderClan deputy believed his apprentice had died, for Ravenpaw knew a secret that Tiger Claw would do anything to conceal. Ravenpaw had told Fireheart that the mighty Tabby warrior had murdered Redtail, the old ThunderClan deputy, in the hope that he would become the new deputy, which eventually he had. Fireheart shook his head to clear it of these dark thoughts, and turned to glance at Graystripe sitting beside him. Graystripe's thick fur was roughed up against the cold, and Fireheart guessed he was looking forward to the first rays of sunshine too. But he didn't say this out loud. Clan tradition demanded silence on this specific night. This was their vigil, the night when a new warrior guarded the clan and reflected on his new name and status. Until last night, Fireheart had been known by his apprentice name, Firepaw. Halftail was one of the first cats to wake. Fireheart could see the old cat moving among the shadows in the Elder's Den. He glanced towards the warrior's den at the other side of the clearing. Through the branches that sheltered the den, he recognized the broad shoulders of Tiger Claw as he slept. At the foot of High Rock, the lichen that drapes the entrance to Blue Star's den twitched. Fireheart saw his clan leader push her way out. She stopped and lifted her head to sniff the air. Then she padded silently out of High Rock's shadow, her long fur glowing blue-gray in the dawnlight. I must warn her about Tiger Claw, thought Fireheart. Blue Star had mourned Redtail's death with the rest of the clan, believing him to have been killed in battle by Elkhart, the deputy of River Clan. Fireheart hesitated before, knowing how important Tiger Claw was to her, but the danger was too great. Blue Star needed to know that her clan was harboring a cold-blooded murderer. Tiger Claw emerged from the warrior's den and met Blue Star at the edge of the clearing. He murmured something to her, his tail flicking urgently. Fireheart stifled his instinctive meow of greeting. The sky was glowing light, but until he knew for sure that the sun was above the horizon, he dared not break his silence. Impatience fluttered in his chest like a trapped bird. He must speak with Blue Star as soon as he could. But for now, all he could do was nod respectfully at the two cats as they passed. Beside him, Graystripe nudged Fireheart and pointed upward with his nose. An orange glow was just visible on the horizon. Glad to see the dawn, you two? White Storm's deep meow took Fireheart by surprise. He had not noticed the White Warrior approaching. Fireheart and Graystripe nodded together. It's all right. You may speak now. Your vigil is over. White Storm's voice was kind. Yesterday, he had fought side by side with Fireheart and Graystripe in battle with Shadow Clan. There was new respect in his eyes as he looked at them. Thank you, White Storm. Fireheart meowed gratefully. He stood and stretched his stiff legs one at a time. Graystripe pushed himself up too. He meowed, shaking the chill from his fur. I thought the sun would never come up. A scornful voice meowed from outside the apprentice's den. The great warrior speaks. It was Sandpaw, her pale orange coat flecked up with hostility. Dustpaw was sitting beside her with his dark tabby pelt. He looked like Sandpaw's shadow. He puffed out his chest importantly and mocked. I'm surprised such heroes even feel the cold. Sandpaw purred with amusement. White Storm shot them a stern look. Go and find something to eat, then rest, he ordered Fireheart and Graystripe. The older warrior turned away and padded towards the apprentice's den. Come on, you two, he meowed to Sandpaw and Dustpaw. It's time for your training. I hope he has them chasing blue squirrels all day, Graystripe hissed to Firepaw as they headed towards the corner where a few pieces of fresh kill remained from last night. But there aren't any blue squirrels, Fireheart meowed in confusion. Precisely! Graystripe's Amber's eyes gleamed. You can't exactly blame them. They did begin their training before us, Fireheart pointed out mildly. If they'd fought in the battle yesterday, they'd probably have been made warriors too. I suppose, Graystripe shrugged. Hey, look! They'd reached the fresh kill pile. One mouse each and a chaffinch to share. The two friends picked up their meal and looked at each other. Graystripe's eyes suddenly sparkled with delight. I suppose we should take it to the warriors' side of the camp now, he meowed. I suppose we do, Fireheart purred, padding after his friend to the patch of nettles where they had often watched White Storm, Tiger Claw, and the other warriors share their fresh kill. Now what? Asked Graystripe, gulping down his last mouthful. I don't know about you, but I think I could sleep for half a moon. Me too, Fireheart agreed. The two friends got to their paws and made their way towards the warrior's den. Fireheart stuck his head through the low-hanging branches. Mousefur and Longtail were still asleep on the other side of the den. He pushed his way inside and found a patch of moss at the edge. The smell told him it wasn't a sleeping place already, used by another warrior. Graystripe then settled down beside him. Fireheart listened as Graystripe's steady breaths relaxed into long, muffled snores. Fireheart felt equally exhausted, but he was still desperate to talk to Bluestar. From where he lay, his head flat to the earth, he could just see the camp entrance. He stared at it, waiting for his leader's return. But gradually, his eyes began to close, and he gave in to his longing for sleep. Fireheart could hear a roaring around him, like wind in tall trees. The acrid stench of the thunderpath stung his nostrils, together with a new smell, sharper and more terrifying. Fire! Flames leapt at the black sky, throwing glowing cinders up into a starless night. To Fireheart's amazement, silhouettes of cats flitted in front of the fire. Why hadn't they run away? One of them stopped and looked straight at Fireheart. The Tom's night eyes glinted in the darkness, and he lifted his long, straight tail, as if in greeting. Fireheart trembled as a memory burst into his mind, the words that Spotted Leaf, the former ThunderClan medicine cat, had said to him before her untimely death. Fire will save the clan. Could it be something to do with the strange cats that showed no fear of fire? Wake up, Fireheart! Fireheart flicked up his head, startled out of his dream by Tigerclaw's growl. You were mewling in your sleep. Still dazed, Fireheart sat up and shook his head. Yes, Tigerclaw. With a pang of alarm, he wondered if he had repeated Spotted Leaf's words out loud. He had dreamed like this before, dreams so vivid he could taste them. And those dreams had later come true. Fireheart certainly did not want Tigerclaw to suspect him of having powers that usually StarClan only gave to medicine cats. Moonlight shone through the leafy den wall. Fireheart realized he must have slept through the whole day. You and Graystripe will join the evening patrol, Tigerclaw told him. Hurry up. The dark tabby turned and stalked out of the den. Fireheart let the fur relax on his shoulders. Clearly, Tigerclaw didn't suspect anything unusual about his dream. But while Fireheart's secret was safe, he was equally determined to expose the murderous truth about Tigerclaw's role in Redtail's death. Fireheart licked his lips. Graystripe lay beside him, washing his flank. They had just finished sharing a meal beside the camp clearing. The sun had set, and Fireheart could see the moon, almost full now, gleaming in the cold, clear sky. The past few days had been busy. It seemed that every time they lay down for a rest, Tigerclaw sent them out on a patrol or hunting mission. Fireheart stayed alert, looking for a chance to talk to Bluestar alone. But when he wasn't on one of Tigerclaw's missions, the ThunderClan leader would always seem to have her deputy right by her side. Fireheart began to wash his paw, his eyes flicking around the camp, searching hopefully for Bluestar. What are you looking for? Meowed Graystripe through a tongue full of fur. Bluestar, Fireheart answered, lowering his paw. Well, why? Graystripe stopped washing and looked up at his friend. You've had one eye on her since our vigil. What are you planning to do? I have to tell her where Ravenpaw is, and warn her about Tigerclaw, Fireheart promised. You promised Ravenpaw you'd tell him he was dead. Graystripe sounded amazed. I only promised to tell Tigerclaw he was dead. Bluestar should know the whole story. She needs to know what her deputy is capable of. Graystripe lowered his voice to an urgent hiss. But we only have Ravenpaw's word that Tiger Claw killed Redtail. Don't you believe him? Fireheart couldn't help feeling shocked by his friend's doubts. Look, if Tiger Claw lied about killing Oakheart in revenge for Redtail's death, that means Redtail must have killed Oakheart himself. And I can't believe that Redtail would have deliberately killed another clan deputy in battle. It goes against the warrior code. We fight to prove our strength and defend our territory, not kill each other. But I'm not trying to make accusations against Redtail, Fireheart protested. It's Tiger Claw that's the whole problem. Redtail had been the ThunderClan deputy before Tiger Claw. Fireheart had never met him, but he knew Redtail had been deeply respected by all of the clan. Graystripe didn't meet Fireheart's gaze. What you are saying has implications for Redtail's honor, and none of the other cats have a problem with Tiger Claw. It was only Ravenpaw who was scared of him. An uneasy shiver ran down Fireheart's spine. So you think Ravenpaw made up the story because he didn't get along with his mentor? He meowed scornfully. No, mumbled Graystripe. I just think we should be careful. Fireheart looked into his friend's worried eyes and began to wonder. Graystripe did have a point. They had been warriors for only a few days, so they were in no position to start hurling accusations at the clan's most senior warrior. It's okay, Fireheart meowed at last. You can stay out of it. A twinge of regret flickered in his belly as Graystripe nodded and returned to washing. Fireheart believed that Graystripe was wrong to think it was only Ravenpaw who had a problem with Tiger Claw. Fireheart's own instincts told him that the ThunderClan deputy should not be trusted. He had to share his suspicions with Bluestar for her safety and the safety of the clan. I'm going to end it there. So that is a big point. To say that Tiger Claw killed Redtail and not Oakheart is saying that Redtail killed Oakheart. And that's a good point. Redtail seems to have been respected by the clan, seems to have been a good deputy. He wouldn't just break the warrior code like that. Purposefully, right? Then again, we don't know the character of Redtail. Redtail was already dead when the story began. So, let me know what you think. Do you think Bluestar is even going to believe Fireheart at this point? Because remember, Lionheart died too. So that would mean that Tiger Claw would have planned for his death as well. Maybe in this case not actually cause it, but at some point would have planned for his death. To make this specific accusation has a lot of implications that Fireheart's just not fully aware of yet. So do you think it's wise to try and tell Bluestar now? Do you think Bluestar's life might be in danger? Do you think Tiger Claw's ambition might be more than clan deputy? I'll leave it there. Think about it. Let me know. And I hope you have a very good day. Stay safe out there.